4:01, I'll call the meeting to order for the Board of Health, Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, held in the second floor hearing room, Hanson Town Hall, 542 Liberty Street, Hanson. All members present. This meeting is being recorded. First order of business is to approve the Board of Health minutes from January 15th, 2025.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll go, second item is disposal works, construction permitting. Let's move on to the septic plans, actually. We'll go,
There you go.
55 Leon Court, proposed by Webby Engineering.
That's one or both?
That's both.
You don't usually give us two at a time.
I know, but I'm kind of crunched
You
over
crushed
there.
us.
Good afternoon, Joe. Good afternoon. I'm not even going to open these up. You got it there in front of us.
Yeah, and I want to look
Oh,
at the...
awesome. Thank
The
you.
only thing I usually like is my little
What do we got going on here?
review.
This is 55 Leon Court. Septic system was installed back in 2006. It currently has a jet system there and a pump system. And all we would like to do is just replace the leaching field. And so we've asked for 3 different reductions that are on the piece of paper I just gave you.
Yes?
Yes, that's fine.
So,
yeah.
So you already have an existing system. The field has failed. So you're going to retain the jet tank, the pump chamber. Looks like the existing retaining wall is going to remain.
Yes.
And you're going to remove and replace the field with 2 chambers.
That's correct, yeah.
So I don't know. I think the already approved variances they wouldn't need a vote on those, correct? I mean, we
No,
can,
there is one new variant.
correct,
I think,
correct. But
Right.
there is one new variance request, and that's just for the separation from the well. Is that
Yes,
it?
for our own well.
Yep. And everything else was previously granted. But I think to be safe, we should still
Well,
act on
before
all the
it was
variances on the
60.
plan.
Before it was 67 feet, and now
Yep.
we're at 62.
62. Yep. And that's from the well serving the property, so.
Yes.
That was 96 from the well? That's 62 from...
That's from the abutters, right, yeah. So this abutting well was 96, and then the 62.
Okay.
And those were all previously approved variances.
Previously approved.
The only one that they're looking for, basically, that was modified was on their own well, which is going from 67 to 62, which they do have secondary treatment here. And that tank's, everything's functioning on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's one of yours?
Yep.
So everything is functioning?
Yeah. So
I'll look it up, see when we've last been there, so.
So I would assume they still have an O&M agreement on that?
I'm not sure if that particular one, but I can
Yep.
certainly look it up and get back to you tomorrow.
Okay.
It's easy enough.
All right.
That was from
That's been a while.
Are these your notes?
16.
Yeah.
I can't see that far away. This one's mine. That one, Tony wrote that. I asked Tony a question about it, and he wrote that.
Oh, I didn't know if you saw the notes, if they mattered.
Yeah, I don't think the deed restriction was ever recorded. I'm looking in the registry. I don't see it. Someone's going to have to do that before the COC goes, before
Where's
the
the rest of it? We have
plan
any
is
comments
closed.
from conservation?
They would be in there.
They're probably in the file there.
This is quite the pile. Usually they're right on top, easy to find.
I want that. Thank you. That's the review comments.
Oh,
So
Conservation
as far as the
restriction.
review comments
Yeah, pull
go,
Last one?
the, list the last.
the review
Lift
was
the
done
last
on
one up.
1/12/26.
I need
So you revised for comments
next
on
one.
1/19.
Next one,
So those.
right there.
So all the review comments were addressed.
conservation.
Yes. So conservation permit is required. Reference to the previously approved plan should be made for buoyancy calcs and pump curve and dose calcs. There's 3.5 feet of separation required a variance. What is the groundwater separation, Joe?
Right now, let's see, if I can read it backwards, it looks like 3 feet, 3.5 feet.
48. Yes, 3.5, and you had a 4 minute, so you need a 4-foot separation, but you can get a reduction with treatment, correct?
The jet system allows you a reduction.
Reduction of a foot.
Actually, 2 feet over.
2 foot, yeah. So you're going from the required 4 to
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
So you're taking a 6-inch reduction on your groundwater separation then?
Yes.
Yep. I'm not sure what that means, access. I don't know, just a question on access, maybe access and putting the system in, but it looks like it's along the frontage on Leon Court, correct?
Oh, yeah, this driveway.
This is Leon Court?
This is all right.
That's the driveway, yeah. And then, we'll have to verify that the deed restriction has been recorded.
Yeah, before they pull the plan, they'll have to do the deed
So
restriction.
they'll
I was just
cost
looking
you.
on the Plymouth, on the registry of deeds, and I don't see that there was one ever done.
It was required for the last.
Correct.
Okay.
You write up, or do I?
No, I'll do it, yeah.
I mean, again, it's a 4,500 square foot lot. They have a current 3-bedroom system. They're just looking to replace the leaching field that's failed. I don't know really what the alternative would be in a situation like this. They've done, in my opinion, the best they can do on the lot. And the main thing that I would look at is their separation from the neighboring wells, which they tried to maximize as much as they could, and they didn't increase what the separation is from the last plan that was already approved and installed.
And secondary treatment remediates the concern about the
Yep.
96 feet.
Correct. Yep. Correct.
You're not going beyond the existing barrier, right?
That's correct. We're not going beyond the existing barrier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially just a remove and replace, except for what you had a plastic chamber system before or something? Now you're just showing what, 2
Yes,
4x8?
it was plastic before.
Okay, now you just got 2 or 3 4x8 chambers stone around
Yes,
it?
we went concrete this way.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any questions or concerns other than just verifying that the deed restrictions in place and a O&M agreement, just verify that.
No concerns?
Yeah, no, I have any questions.
Okay. So do we want to probably entertain a motion to approve the plan as submitted, just pending
Deed restriction
deed
and
restriction
the agreement?
and the O&M agreement?
Okay, I'll make a motion.
I'm sorry, did Concom, you've already filed and approved with Concom?
I didn't realize there was a Concom.
So pending Concom approval.
Yeah, of course, yeah, would be good.
Okay.
Yep.
So I will make a motion on 55 Leon Court that we approve with modifications on the plan and deed restriction
Yeah, so it'd be approved,
agreement, OCM agreement?
yeah, approve the
and-
plan as submitted, pending
Concom approval.
conservation approval,
Yep,
receipt of the deed restriction,
yes,
and receipt of the updated O&M agreement
yep.
for the treatment.
I second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those in favor, get up and move.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Put this back in the order that I found it in, before I get in trouble. Oh, that was for his. He
No,
probably
that's
doesn't want
for
the-
mine, that's for me.
It is.
He just
It's
gave it to
in
me.
a situation like this.
That's
No,
you
no,
can
he
do
just
is
handed me that one.
Maximize your separation.
With the,
I mean, a lot of houses.
and then he needed it to
sometimes
review,
served by
to read back. I might have a copy, but this is the one he handed me, and I don't know if it's the same.
All right,
Thank you.
Is this, yep, anything else part of that plan?
I just need to sign.
Me too.
This one
Oh.
was actually not even part of it.
Good for you.
This was one we left,
I got therapy again tomorrow.
but we can
Oh,
stick it
we'll do
in.
another one.
We can stick it in the back.
Feeling pretty good.
Stick it in the way that, she'll go through it anyway.
Friday with the torture chamber.
No, of course, yeah, I know. And you pay them to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we must be talking PT.
Yeah.
You said it worked. This
It
pen-
did work, I tested
Oh.
them.
Pen doesn't work.
I tested all 3 of them.
Try this one, that one works.
Okay. From now on, you people bring your own pens.
I can't afford it, it's not in the budget.
I swear I tested them before I took them out of the
She
box.
did, she said, I said, do they work? Yours work?
I did.
No, it was one of his works.
Oh, maybe. I brought my own pen.
And you have the clip still?
I swear I tested
No
them.
chance of it.
Yeah,
All
right.
right, so the other plan we have on our agenda is
it work?
273 Gray Lane.
Yes.
Okay. And
Thank you.
Steve
Yep.
Nelson?
Steve Nelson.
Steve Nelson is here proposing the repair of the system.
You can spread this out so
Yeah,
you
go
can see it.
Yeah.
And also underneath I have the original plan, just if we have to flip back and forth. So this was a Title V inspection done last July, and it was oh my God, we gotta hurry up, and I don't care if it fails, we just have to tap the thing. And so I get there and I open up the D-box, and I have pictures of it, and it was, the D-box was completely flooded. So we didn't really have to do anything more, and they were happy. It might be an in-family sale, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. But then I got the call later on to say, well, now we need to fix it. So what I found, the original plan was done not terribly long ago. It was 98. And what I found was that they had used a little bit optimistic loading rate. And as you can see, there's not a lot of area to work with. So what I did was I lowered the loading rate. We had done sieve tests. This area was filled about 3 feet, and so these are the new grades. They're not, the old plan showed them as proposed. So the water table was confirmed from the previous stuff that was done in '98. And as we get down into the soil, we're down probably 5 feet before we get to decent soils. And by that time, that's why we did the sieve. It was not a good day. We did a sieve instead of a perk. So I take the original area of sand. There is an impermeable barrier shown along this retaining wall. And in order to maximize the use of the existing sand area, we're proposing to use geomat. I believe that you guys are familiar with it.
Yeah, we've approved a few of those.
Yeah.
I think McSweeney.
McSweeney does a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a few too. We put one in Helen Drive. We've done a bunch. So, but what it does is it maximizes the use of the existing sand area. So, without doing that, and at the lower loading rate, what would happen is we would be starting to get into removing and replacing in the reserve areas, and it just becomes kind of a mess, kind of a problem. So what we're proposing is to remove the old field, remove the unsuitable material, get down to clean sand, put clean Title V sand back up to proposed grade elevation, and put in a 5-row geomat system. And as far as grades, existing grades, we're not changing elevations at all under the new one.
Okay. So there's no increase in flow with
No.
the existing bedroom count?
Right, 4-bedroom.
4-bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. How many test holes did you do?
We did 2.
Okay.
We did 2, and then we did 1 sieve.
Okay.
That Act 36 is in there or something? How you doing
I'm
trying
not-
the elevation to the geomet?
I didn't dig up the leach field, obviously,
Yeah.
because something's going on there. But the original, I can show you what they originally did. What they originally did was they put the D-box down in the middle of the sand area, and it shows stone and pipe. Okay, I'll believe that. I'll go with that. But they wasted an awful lot of space here with laterals and D-boxes and a lot of pipe this way and that way. So what we propose is going around and coming in on the end. And again, we're going to be working from here, so we won't be disturbing the barrier along the wall.
Okay. Were these elevations on the D-box inlet and outlet corrected?
They're corrected.
I have a note here that
Yep.
originally were they
Um,
9772?
What I can say is that between this and that, I went in for surgery for my knee.
Yep.
So between like pre-surgery and after surgery and just like, okay, I got a lot on my mind, but I gotta get stuff done.
Yeah.
I had a couple of numbers that we overlooked.
No, that's fine.
And,
So I'm just looking at a couple of these comments that we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. One of the questions Jim had was, when we first started doing geomaps, and I was working with Geomatrix, they do the soil air system, and so we were putting in spare conduit for the airline for soil air, and there's no need to do that. So and that had been just a relic note that had been left there.
is this system considered a secondary treatment system?
Not in my opinion.
No.
I'm not quite sure what their status is. I know they're approved for remedial use, and there's some talk about it being nitrified. I'm not sure. I'm not totally convinced.
Okay. And the only relief you're looking for is just a sieve analysis.
Correct. Right.
Okay. But there's no additional maintenance items or anything that come along with the
No.
geomat system?
Nope.
No, okay. All right. All right. And what did we have for modeling? What elevation were we at for water table?
We had confirmed the modeling at
68 on test pit 2, and then
60, yeah.
Where are we?
Groundwater 92.6, and that confirmed the original model done when this was a bare lot, a vacant lot. And like I say, the original grades in here were about 2.5 to 3 feet lower on the original plan, but the water table hasn't moved.
Okay. One other thing, did we add detail with the water services on this? I'm assuming it's tied in.
Water services here.
Okay.
This was already on here, but
Yep.
that's where it is.
Okay.
The condition of the existing wall is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. No. So
Yeah. There was no breakout onto the driveway or anything. So. Actually, there was no breakout anywhere. The failure was the fact that it was a surcharge D-box. And from July to now, the system has been working, but it's in technical failure.
Okay. So who did the survey work on this for all the elevations and the topo on it? Did anybody, or is this just taken off?
I worked this off the site deck's original plan.
Okay, so we don't know exactly what the current grades are? We're just going off what proposed or off the as-built?
No, this was, and then the as-built confirmed, the as-built plan, and I don't have a copy of that, but the as-built plan confirmed elevations of everything in here, which made all this stuff work. But you can see, the original plan had a lot of fill in it, and that's no longer being filled, it's already been
But
done.
this is a design plan from '98, correct?
Correct.
This is not an as-built?
No, I have the as-built was done as just as a location with elevations.
On the system components, but not any grading on the lot, correct?
Right, but the system components, when you put the elevations of the as-built together with the system components, it all fits exactly what we found here when we dug this thing up.
Okay. I'm assuming you work with a surveyor. It looks like, obviously, I see that you're doing your design and install, whatever, but you must work with a surveyor for
I do when necessary, yeah.
Right. Well, you're gonna need to survey your as-built when it's done, correct?
There'll be field measurements.
Okay. All right, no, I'm just wondering, this property realistically hasn't been surveyed since '98 as far as the topography, and we're basically utilizing and copying off of old plans. That's just a little, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that I think it should be verified, in my opinion. That's the only question I have, concern I have, that it's just that he's proposing this as registered sanitarium, which he's licensed, he can do, but there's no surveyor stamp on here.
Right.
Nobody's actually surveyed this. He
We're not in a place where a survey is required.
basically overlaid that. But all these numbers you're seeing on here, all these contours, are basically a copy and paste off of an old plan. That's all. Just want to make you guys aware. Yep, that's all. You know, if you look at this plan, this is a PE that did it. But typically you'll see, like on Webby's plans, and surveyor.
Seal for surveyor.
Just want to make you guys aware of it. I mean, if you guys are fine with it, I'm fine with it. But I think at minimum, I think the as-built should be, surveyed and not just verified by the install with a sketch, or two.
Yeah, and looking at the property to see if there are any changes made topographically. The driveway's in the same place, the retaining wall is in the same place, the structure's in the same place.
Yep. And I mean, it's also more or less if we have an abutter concerned about water runoff, that kind of things, that just so we're doing our job, I feel it should be done. But again, it's my opinion. Would you be objective to that, or would you be okay with that? Or
Well, it's an extra expense. I mean, I
understand.
We're not encroaching lot lines. We're not, we're like 15 feet off the street line, and we're certainly plenty off this lot line. And I could certainly do a field survey, put a laser shot on it, do a bench top of foundation, and verify some elevations at the corners of the leach field. Easy enough.
Up to you guys.
I'm wondering, is that, if you did the field ones, is that as accurate, or?
I mean, he's not a surveyor.
Okay.
That's
Well,
I mean, he can do it, but at the end of the day, he's not a surveyor. I could go out and do it too, but I'm not a surveyor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all.
I couldn't do it at
The
all.
survey was done, the as-built is surveyed. This conforms to the as-built, and so it's just an extra expense.
Yeah, no, I understand, but at that point, you're relying on us to basically fact check that this is correct, and not someone putting their signature and stamp on it, that's all. That's the only thing I don't like about it. That you're looking for the board basically to fact check this for you. Well, to fact check it on our end instead of a surveyor. Like, you're not a surveyor, we're not surveyors. If a surveyor puts his stamp on this, just like you put your stamp on for the design,
I understand.
I'm not here to really question you. That's your stamp, you're a professional. Same thing with a surveyor. I'm not here to question anything that's surveyed on here, but the fact that there's nothing surveyed on here, there's nothing stamped, that's leaving it up to this board to essentially fact check it, and it's kind of putting us out there. That's the only concern I have.
Okay.
Again.
We referenced the survey plan.
Yep.
That's the reference.
Yep.
And I don't know what to tell you. And so.
Did you update, is there a variance request on this plan? Is there a detailed note on here? That's one other thing I had.
Did I put the note on here? I don't know if I put the note on here.
No, I don't.
I'm not
think
sure, I've
so.
never seen one of your plans. I'm used to, guys put them all over the place, so I'm not used to where you put it, that's why I'm asking.
I did the Form 9A. But I don't recall if I put that note on there. I can put that note on here.
I mean, that would be my only comment on the plan. The other, like I said, the other question I had is just that that we get a survey on it, that's all. But it's up to you guys, how you guys feel about it. I mean, I'm just used to every plan going in that.
Having it? No, what about the review? Is there anything on the review?
That was conservation
Yes, yep.
feedback.
It had no comments. See that?
That was from, who did that, Jim?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Jim.
The site inspection,
Review.
the site review.
Yeah, that's just the plan review.
The plan review for this.
The plan review.
Yep. Right, and in the end, he recommended approval.
So at minimum, my recommendation would be to update your variance request on there. If it's not on there, I don't see it.
And do you still want the
I
variance?
mean, that's up to you guys. I mean, I'd feel more comfortable with it, but I mean, I'm not really sure whether it's a requirement, but I mean, I feel it should be done. I've never had anyone else, to my knowledge, come in
Without it?
without it or, having an issue with it, but I understand that it's an additional
Additional
expense,
expense.
but at the same time, I think it should be verified, not just with swing ties off a foundation. I get it that the foundation as built should be where it is on the property, but, I mean, if we're doing a Title V inspection, swing ties, I get it, but, I don't know. And not to mention, if we're using two different firms here, this is from Site Tech, I don't even know if they're even still in business. New Bedford.
Yeah, they still are.
Yeah, I mean, from '98, we're basically copying and pasting a plan from '98, that's, again, my only concern, but.
We're referencing a plan from '98. Yep.
Right, we're referencing it, but we're copy and pasting it onto here, right? You didn't go out and do a field survey and locate anything here.
I referenced the plan from SciTech in 1998,
Right.
correct.
Right, but you didn't go out and do any field work on this property.
Yes, I did. I did the field work. I did the elevations on the test pits,
Mm-hmm.
and I based on the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I verified the septic tank, because that was part of the Title V inspection,
Mm-hmm.
and we finished up the perk test and SID report.
Okay. What does the board feel?
Is it an exception that we would, so the question is whether or not we accept plans without a survey stamp as a general practice, and
As a general practice, you'd be probably the only Board of Health that I know that would do that. I mean, the only time I run into where you have to survey is when you start encroaching on setbacks on property lines. And we're nowhere near property lines.
You're 15 feet off the front setback.
Right, I'm required to be 10.
I understand,
Right.
but 5 feet isn't really that much, especially when you're not even showing an overdig or anything on it. I don't know.
Well,
I'm
we
just
can-
saying.
we
these-
can
these
go
are-
around and around.
Go
No, I
ahead.
understand. I'm just saying, these are my concerns.
Survey.
I've never once seen a plane come in front of me that didn't have a surveyor stamp on it.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, that's
Okay.
all.
I've-
It's uncommon for me. I mean, that's my position.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying that's the only thing. Other than that, I have no problem with the sieve analysis. I have no problem with using a geomat system as long as it's approved and we get the approval. I mean, we probably already have it because, like I said, McSweeney has
Having
proposed a
arms,
few of
I
these.
might have nothing to push
And I
up
know
on.
we've approved them. I have no problem with you keeping the existing 1,500 gallon tank from '98 as long as it's certified by you that it's sound. You expose the sides and tar it, whatever you're gonna do. I'm fine with all that. I'm just saying, my legitimate concern is that no one's survey stamp is on this. Nobody, you're verifying this stuff as the design engineer and you're gonna install this too, correct?
No.
Okay, so someone else is gonna install it and you're gonna go back and locate all this stuff?
Well, that's what I do.
But you're not a surveyor, that's my point. You're gonna go out full
I
swing
understand
time
that.
as the design engineer.
And in Title V, the only time a surveyor is required is when you start to encroach on property lines.
Right, and in my opinion, 15 feet is really close to encroaching.
Okay, opinions are great. I'm just saying.
I was just looking to see if this had it.
Every plan that I've ever seen is get a
surveyor.
surveyor stamp on it. I understand that he designs his own plans, but he is not a surveyor.
Right.
That's not this board's, problem to get into. That's all. I mean, that's my only legitimate concern. I'm fine, if you guys are fine, I just wanna make sure everyone's aware of that.
But then I guess the question is it required by? I don't know.
Whether it's,
It's not.
whether it's required or not, I think it's a bad road to go down.
Right, to not have it.
To allow, design engineers or registered sanitarians to come in and be proposing stuff that is not being surveyed by a land surveyor, period. I understand that it's out in the front yard. I understand it's not encroaching on the side setback. I see the dotted lines of or whatever that is, that's your water line, but I understand it's a 10-foot side, 10-foot front, 10-foot rear, I get it. And it's 20 feet off the foundation, I get it. And I just think it's, this was 98. How many years ago was that?
Well, it's post 95.
I understand that, but I'm just saying it's you're going from a proposed or an as-built done in 98, which was done by a
30
different
plus years
firm to
ago?
boot. It's not even like it's your company that you can say, we did this back in 1998, and it was surveyed. I'm just saying, I don't
I
think
get
it's
it.
something to be argumentative. I think it's a
I get it.
legitimate question and concern.
I
That's
get
all.
it.
And to
It's
say,
not my money to spend.
and to say,
No,
yeah, that's,
we're just-
that's no problem, the next guy's gonna come in and say the same thing. Not to say that we have to make the same decision, but I feel that you're going and how much is the system roughly gonna cost?
I haven't even estimated it.
I'm saying, to me, this probably looks like a $25,000 system.
Probably all of it.
So to spend $25,000 and possibly put it in the wrong spot doesn't seem like good practice to me, if I was an installer. Just my opinion. Again, opinions vary, I'm just saying.
You guys are the ones gonna approve it. You can approve it with conditions,
I have no problem with the
and then
rest.
I can go back to the homeowner and explain it.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
I just think that everything that's proposed should have a surveyor stamp on it. I think it's a bad practice to go down. I mean, we're showing for, existing walls that we haven't located. Was this wall on the as-built? The foundation as-built,
Absolutely.
whatever we're using?
Absolutely.
Okay. And it just, has any work been done on this property since 98? By a landscaper, by
I couldn't,
a
other
paving
than mow the
company?
lawn, I couldn't tell you.
No, but I'm just saying, a paving company, did they widen the driveway?
I couldn't tell you.
That's my point.
I couldn't tell you.
That's my
I'm-
point.
I'm-
I'm not trying to argue that, I'm just saying, is this driveway actually this big now? Is this driveway encroaching on where you're showing your D-box?
The wall is there,
I
the
understand.
driveway
wall,
comes to the wall,
But,
the wall is about 3 feet high up in this end, not that high down this end. The wall is there, it's intact.
have they put an addition on the front of their house?
No.
yet? Is there a farmer's porch
No.
associated there? These are all the reasons why I'm asking you that. From 98, when this as-built was done of this system, to now, I can guarantee you some of these property conditions have changed, and we'll probably see a discrepancy between this and the survey.
Okay.
I'm just my input. That's it. That's my only concern. Other than that, put the variance on the plan. I'm completely fine with it.
So the question is, do we want to make the surveying a condition along with the variance? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, the variance has to be on the plan.
Right, that has to be.
The variance needs to be on the plan. It's just
That's
whether or not
That's simple enough.
we want a survey done on the property. I mean, we can take a separate vote on it. I don't care. I mean, just giving my opinion. I don't think it's good practice to do. And if that turns into an issue, this board approved it without a survey stamp on it, without requiring him to locate anything on there. And he's gonna locate it in the field by pulling swing ties off the existing foundation. And if something's wrong, this board allowed him to do that and proceed.
Oh, I get that.
That's all. I mean, I'm just trying to keep everyone on the correct path, that's all. But we
Or at
can
least
do-
having the correct information.
That's it. Like I said, in a lot of things, if you look at any property out there, from 1998 to now, I can guarantee you something's changed. Whether it's grading, a shed that's in the way, driveway that's been widened, all sorts of things that don't require permits. or things that got done without permits.
Fair amount of that going on.
It's 20, we're talking 20 years, we're talking 28 years.
Yep.
That's all. I'm not trying to be difficult, I'm not trying to slow anyone down, I have no problem with it, other than that, that's just a legitimate concern of mine.
Oh, that's yours, I'm gonna get that back. So, do we want to vote separately on the variance and the surveying? To make it clear, or have we decided what we want to do about
I think
surveying?
we can just make a motion on it, and if we want to add that as a condition, it's fine. I mean, completely up to you guys.
Peter's writing, I'm gonna wait for him to finish and see what he has to say.
I don't like to set that precedent, so it would be conditional for me.
Okay. So I will make a motion that we approve the plan for 273 Gray Lane. The variance is not on the plan, it would need to be updated, and the condition would be that it needs to be surveyed.
A second.
Survey with a surveyor's stamp.
Surveys with
on the
survey
plan.
stamp on the plan.
On the as-built.
Yeah, you want it on the as-built.
As long as it's on something,
That's the copy that we're gonna get to keep here,
that's fine.
the as-built, so.
That's fine, and if something's
the
wrong with the
variance.
list of the as-built, that's an issue someone's gonna have to work out.
It should be on the proposed plan.
It's on the proposed plan, all right.
It's on
I
the
agree, it
proposed
should be
plan.
on
Yeah.
every plan. It's
Because the
Yeah.
as-built is after.
Correct. But that's after it's
after it's
installed.
already
Right,
installed.
all right.
Not to
So-
say someone's gonna do something incorrectly, I'm just saying to avoid that whole situation of a $25,000
If you're,
system being installed
if you're
correctly,
going to
that's all.
vote to have it surveyed,
It should be on the
it
plan.
should be on the proposed
proposed plan.
If that's the way you want to go, then it should be on the proposed
Is this
plan.
system currently in failure right now?
It's in technical failure.
Yep.
The D-box is surcharged. There's no breakout anywhere. There's no breakout along the retaining wall.
Mhm.
There's no breakout. So what's happening is the field is working up in the feathery top edges of the field.
Okay.
So we've,
What if we, when's our next meeting?
March. Hold on. March 17th.
So I don't see the
March
Board of Health
17th.
has a regulation
St. Patrick's Day.
superseding Title V's requirement for survey plan. That's what I don't see.
Well, I mean, we can do two things. We can either take a motion and a vote to approve it with those conditions, or we could take a motion and a vote to table this until next meeting and allow you time to fix your plan. And we have, the next meeting is what?
March
March
17th.
17th.
If you don't mind, maybe just approve it with conditions and we'll go from there.
Okay. But I think before an installer's permit would be issued, we'd need those plans.
With the surveyor, the plans that we're actually going to be approving.
And again, my only concern is what, if there's any discrepancy in a survey plan compared to yours.
Okay, so
That's the only reason I'm
If
asking.
I'm not
what makes
mistaken.
sense.
an as-built plan is gonna show this front part of the property. We're pretty sure that this part of the property is not usable.
Mhm.
So if we get a foundation location and a septic location and locate the bounds and locate this, stamp an as-built plan,
Mhm.
But the as-built is after.
I understand that. It's certainly not before.
I understand that, but we're saying that we want it on the plan.
Okay, so that means
The
I'm gonna go
proposed
somewhere
plan.
and get this plan stamped by a surveyor, which I will do. It will cost the homeowner the money to do it.
Or would you prefer to correct your plan where we have to add the detail on here anyway?
I can add the detail anytime. The Form 89A is in. I can add the note. That's not a problem. If we're gonna wait a month for me to add a note, I can do that.
So we would rather not approve the plan
My concern at this point is there's nothing in Town of Hanson Board of Health regulations to require a stamp, a registered land surveyor stamp on a plan. On every plan. The only, Title V says if we're encroaching on setbacks,
What's the definition of encroaching?
less than 10 feet to lot lines, less than 10 feet to lot lines.
How would we know that if it's not surveyed?
The only time
We're taking your word for it?
I'm just telling you
I'm
what's
just
in,
playing devil's
I'm telling you
advocate
what's in Title V.
I understand. But how are we gonna know if you're not encroaching on this 10-foot setback here if it's not surveyed? 5 feet isn't much. We're going by your
I understand
opinion,
that.
your opinion and your swing ties off your existing
I understand that.
as-built that someone else did.
But what I'm saying is that there is nothing written in Town of Hanson Board of Health regulations requiring a survey stamp.
Okay.
So
Well,
if you
in
want
my-
to make a conditional on this plan,
In my
maybe that's what
opinion-
we do.
in my
And then
opinion,
maybe you amend your regulations.
In my opinion, we're really towing the line with encroaching on a setback here because you're showing 15 feet.
15 feet, right, right.
So in my opinion, we're towing the line of
That's an
encroachment.
opinion, I get it.
But I can't say you are or you're not because no one surveyed this plan.
The plan is referenced from a surveyed plan.
I agree.
So we can go round and round about this. What do you want to do?
I think it should be surveyed. I think I've already pointed that out. I think that this plan should be surveyed like every other plan we've received. Are you aware of any other plan we've received without a survey
I
stamp
don't
on it?
know, I can't say.
I can't either, but I can tell you I've never noticed it. Maybe I've missed one, but it's just not saying.
So
not
you're
the
saying that
plans
it's
exist.
not in our conditions, our bylaws?
It's supplemental
But I
rights.
think it is past practice. This is what
Well,
we,
past practice is all well and good, but it should be in writing.
so the question is, do we table this till next
I think that's a good idea. Give us more time to look into it.
To look into everything.
Let's do that.
We'll table it.
I'll entertain a motion if someone wants to make one to table the
So
septic
should
design
we-
plan for 273 Gray Lane, not road, correct?
Before we do that,
So you should probably fix that typo on there as well.
before we do that, I had made a motion and you had seconded it, but we didn't do anything else with it, right?
I didn't even hear that he seconded it, did you?
No, I didn't.
I was gonna.
Oh, he didn't,
I
okay,
didn't
all
hear
right,
that.
that's fine then, all right, go ahead.
Because we were going back and forth.
Yep,
So
no,
I'll-
go ahead.
So again,
So
I'll
we'll
I'll
make a motion
I'll
to
make a
table?
motion to table the application.
I'll make the motion.
I'll make it, that's fine. I'll make a motion to table the application for 273 Gray Lane until next meeting to allow the applicant time to correct typos and detail on his plan, as well as have the property surveyed and have the plan reflect that if he chooses to, and to allow the board time to review Title V regulations regarding required surveys on properties. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
That goes with that. That goes with that. That goes with that.
This is,
Is that all part of that? Part of that. And I'll trade you.
All right, we'll see you next month.
See you next
all
month.
right, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
So we need to go back to disposal works?
Yes, so, hang on one sec. Well, I'll have you look at one of these anyways. So there
Does it
was.
work? Oh, none of them.
Are you sure?
I swear
Here.
I tried them, I can show
That
you the
pen
box
works
I
good.
wrote on.
This is because we stole them out of Mr. Webby's pocket.
use it. I'll use it.
So,
You can't be using Town of Hanson pens, they don't write, you can't steal them.
the backstory for this is, so, this is the, I'm just gonna show it to you. This is the disposal works application, Peter.
Peter, heads up.
Peter.
Yep.
So this section right here is the certificate of compliance.
Yep.
So once the system is complete, the as-built is submitted, Gil reviews it, the COC is signed by Gil, and it's given to the installer, and it's only given to the installer. And the reason it's only given to the installer is because if it's given to anybody else, like if we were to give it to the homeowner, then the installer loses their leverage to receive payment for the work.
Okay.
which could be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
Right.
So it has always been, since the day I've started, we hold that and only give it because it essentially belongs to the installer. There's a resident that came in requesting the COC. I told them, no, it has to go to the installer, and it's the same thing I always tell them, contact the installer, have the installer contact me and say I can release it to you, and you're good. They didn't like that idea. They didn't want to contact the installer for whatever reason. And started emailing Lisa, Gil, me, and they were like, where's the regulation, where's the bylaw, and that doesn't exist. I don't know of any town that gives that out. So I figured if you guys would vote to say that the COC will only go to the installer because it belongs to the installer, that would eliminate the issue.
So, two quick things. One, yeah, that's my understanding, is that the COC is the very finish line of the inspection process.
Mm-hmm.
That as the inspections are done, requested by the installer,
Mm-hmm.
the engineer inspects it, Board of Health inspects it.
Yep.
This is all verified as built. That's a whole process done by the installer. They're the one with the permit, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And they're the ones that sign the application
Right.
to say that they're installing it. And
Right, they're signing it out as the installer. They're the ones performing the work. They're the ones requesting the inspections. And then at the tail end, the certificate of completion is
Goes to them.
issued to the installer. If that's not anywhere in our regulations, I mean, I think
Guess
that
we're
should,
gonna be spending
I
some
think
time
that
looking
should
at
be,
regulations.
I think that should be corrected. I mean, not to change subjects, but
Yeah.
I know in the, the building industry, the electrical industry, the plumbing industry, that individual is the one calling, scheduling the inspection. It's their permit, it's their licenses, it's, it's their
Right,
request.
right.
And same thing with, I don't know how it's handled with like a certificate of occupancy, that I would think typically the permit holder is the one calling and they're the one issued that. They won't give it to someone else. They'll give it to whoever,
No.
because it's issued based on the permit.
Yep. It all makes sense to me. Did the resident say why they wanted the COC?
For tax purposes.
And-
So you can, for mass state taxes, you can write off a portion of the cost for over 5 years.
And this wasn't something where they were being denied
No.
the COC or a copy of it. It was Teresa just simply asked that she is fine with that as long as the person that has the permit, the installer, says, yes, you can, I authorize you to give
Right, but
Joe
it's their
the
responsibility to
copy.
contact the installer.
Right.
I'm not gonna call the installer and say, can I give it to, that's their responsibility.
Right.
If they want something that belongs to somebody else, they need to have that person contact me.
Had the installer already received a copy of the COC?
No, we had the original,
Okay.
yeah.
Is
And they
the
wanted-
work already been done?
If the certificate had already been issued to the installer, it would have been a moot point, I would have
Right.
given them a copy.
I understand.
But we won't even give out a copy because, again, once they have that piece of paper, then the installer literally has no leverage.
Yeah. I do know a handful of installers that's exactly,
What happens
even
to
if they
them?
get a COC from the Board of Health, system's done, they might hang on to that until
Until they get
They get
until
paid.
it's time to get final payment, or they might hang on to it if there's a bank involved and the bank's,
Yeah.
there's money in escrow for the septic replacement, which happens a
They're
lot.
keeping that.
That it's
Right.
not necessarily leverage, but that's their final,
You can't
change
get
for-
this
Right.
until I get.
Not to say that's, right or wrong, or we should be, overly
Or
involved
written
in
in
that,
stone?
but it's,
But the way I look
they-
at it
they
is
have
if
the permit.
they
that's
have the
theirs.
permit, it's their permit. If we
Correct.
start giving them out, then installers aren't gonna wanna work here because they have literally no protection to ensure that they're gonna get paid.
So was the work already done on that?
It was done in like 2023 or 2024, but we still had the original. Some installers never grab it, but that's not for me to determine because it's not mine, it's theirs. So if the installer calls and says, give it to whomever, I flip the thing over, I write on
But
this
they
date, they
haven't-
told me I could give it to whomever, and then it's part of the record of the folder.
So they know that they have to contact the installer.
I told them that.
So my last question would be, was the resident requesting the COC the resident who engaged the
Yes.
installer
Yes,
to provide that service?
yes.
They had a relationship with that installer
Yeah,
already.
they're the ones that hire the installer.
They hire, and that person, it's not a new resident in that house, it said.
No,
Okay.
right, yeah.
I have no problem with taking a vote to amend our supplemental regulations or add
So-
something to it.
We don't have any supplemental regulations pertaining to installs. We have supplemental regs pertaining to Title V inspections.
So my only question on that is, do we need to post?
A change, if we're gonna change or add regulations?
Hello.
Feel
I'd like to have my comment about this. This has never happened in 35 years I've been involved in this board. It's, I can't understand it.
Has anyone else ever refused to do a survey?
No,
No.
two different.
I know it's two different things,
Yeah, but
just because it hasn't happened in the past doesn't mean it's not going to.
it's unusual.
and just because it doesn't say you can,
To
maybe
me-
it doesn't say you can't.
To me, it
Yeah.
sounds like there was an issue between the person and the installer, and they don't want to go back to the installer.
Yeah, there are
But
plenty of
it's not-
hypotheticals.
Yeah, we
he
don't
said
know.
no, I talked to
As a
installer.
board, are we protecting the installers
Well, and being consistent.
and being
We're,
consistent?
we're
Yeah,
being
in our
consistent in that
practice.
we
Yeah.
feel
Thank you.
the installer puts in the application, the installer's the one that signs it. They own it. So,
Do
with
we
the,
need to talk to council on this? Just run it by council?
No.
You say no?
I won't give it out to anybody other than the installer.
No, town council.
I know, but I won't give it out
but
to
she's not,
anybody
she's
else.
saying don't bother to ask, because she's not
Because
giving it
you're
out.
not here.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
They bust their butts, they put out the money to install a system that could be, $40,000, and then the people get the COC and then they're out 40,000. How are they gonna recoup that? Then they have to pay legal fees and, like, these are blue collar guys, like, that's not
But
right.
this is the always the way that we've done it. And
As long
so
as
it may
I've
not
been
be
here,
written in
that's the way it's
regulations, but it's past practice, is we only give it to the
That's the
installer.
right thing to do.
Go ahead.
So I guess without jumping the gun with taking a vote or doing anything like that,
Those are good ways.
should we keep this on our agenda for next meeting and to, I guess, handle the clerical portion of what we're gonna do and how we're gonna proceed? Because if it's not in our regulations, or if it's not in Title V specifically saying that that gets issued to the installer, I agree that that's who it should go to. They're the one installing it, they should get the final certificate. And what they do with that at that point is up to them. Handing it over to the property owner, or if they wanna give a copy to the property owner, but in my opinion, they own that. But
Do we have to make a regulations, or do we just have something that stipulates
I think the
what our practice is,
we
to do it? That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, we can call it a policy or regulation, I
A
guess.
Right.
It's-
Policy.
The Board of Health has a policy
But
that they.
I-
We could do the
put out to
policy.
anybody
I
other
think
than
we
the
need to make
installer.
sure that we're advertising that correctly, because for some reason, I feel, I know like zoning bylaws, things like that change.
They have to go out.
Advertised, it has to be,
But when
Is there
we-
any
we're not
reason why
doing
it
a
wouldn't
bylaw.
be timely for the resident?
But it's not
But-
bylaw.
But
The
when,
homeowner, the homeowner never even knows about this permit. Very rarely, they don't know to the end when it comes to sticker appliance. It's submitted with the engineer plans, the engineer submits it, the homeowner chooses the installer.
So
The installer takes the plan out,
Yep.
the homeowner never comes across this
Just taking
permit.
the resident on their word and they're saying they need it for tax purposes.
yeah, which is true,
Yeah.
because when I had my septic installed, I didn't need the COC, but I did write it off on my taxes for over 5
Right.
years.
And they're doing their tax, like they're getting,
They're
so
getting their taxes, right?
we have an obligation to the resident to get this resolved before April 15th. Like, I'm trying to think,
I think
how do we
it's been
support the
resolved.
It
resident?
resolved.
has,
It's
it has
very
since been
resolved.
resolved, but I
Okay.
didn't want it to come
the
up again.
installer got it, he gave it to the
Oh,
property.
good,
Yeah.
good,
The
good.
installer came in and
sorry,
picked it up.
I think we missed that whole
We
stuff.
did, we
Yeah,
didn't, that was
missed that
separate,
part.
jumped right over.
So it's not time
Yeah.
sensitive.
Good,
No,
not
it's
time
not
sensitive.
time-sensitive.
All right, I'm like,
But I will say, so we do,
regardless, the poor resident might be
we do
stuck right
have,
now.
right, I know, but we do have supplemental regulations for the Title V that, has never been advertised or anything, but you guys have made changes to that, you made changes last year.
Can we just run that question by council possibly?
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
The town council's on hold right now.
On
Oh,
hold,
really?
as in what?
Then the town's not spending any money doesn't go through
They're
Lisa,
going to,
Okay.
they're making
And-
changes right now.
probably.
Oh.
So, can we table this until next
Yeah,
meeting, this
we need to do
discussion?
some research.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah.
at least do my own due diligence,
Yeah.
even if we're, making our own decisions and we don't have council to give us some input. I'd like
But
to
even
do
if
my own
it's,
one.
even if we're just stating a long-standing policy, so that it's in writing, if we decide to do
Yeah,
that.
Okay, so let's keep that on the agenda until next meeting, if we could.
Yeah.
And if something changes that we need to advertise that or something, we will do so.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
good to me. Was there anything else on there, Gil, Chairman, Agent report? Yes.
A few things. The transfer station, you want to start doing that?
Inspection.
Yep.
The transfer station, we've had a couple of weekends of hard operation. We had to close one morning, one day. We had, it was like minus 11 up there. The compactors weren't working very well. They were stumbling, so it took about 3 hours for the three of us to, exercise the compactors and get them going. They were sticking. John and Chris were operating the compactors. I was watching the plungers, and it took like 3 hours altogether. Finally, when the sun came out, it warmed things up a little bit. And the hydraulic system does have heaters, but it was so cold, the steel was so cold, the heaters just weren't doing good. So brand new equipment, but we finally got it functioning after 3 hours. This last cold streak we had, John did go in and exercise them a little bit, make sure they worked well. So far it's been pretty good now. So that was the biggest thing. Going through a few inspections here. I don't know if you want to combine this or just stay off. Transfer station's running. We still got the equipment up there. The equipment stayed up there because of the accident that took place with the truck. The insurance company wanted to come down and take pictures, so the equipment is sitting where it was that day. Now everything's snowed in, so they promised they'll take the compactors out.
Stuff that was supposed to be picked up.
Oh, the old compactors? I didn't even know they were still up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So once the snow goes, they should they have them removed. They should be taking them out. So other than that, the new compactors are working out quite well. We are getting some tonnage out of them, and they're brand new, so they're operating very well. And,
Gil, I'm sorry to interrupt. Teresa, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What was the solar battery?
Oh,
The
yeah.
kiosk.
About the
We
kiosk?
talked about the okay. This was
kiosk,
for the
that
kiosk.
was for
That was, yeah,
Yeah.
it works on a solar battery.
Thank you.
And I used
we
Grant.
we replaced them. I think it was 2 Fridays ago.
Yep.
I
those
used
two
grant
batteries.
money to pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, Gil.
No, that's I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the batteries replaced like 2 Fridays ago. Chris is pretty electronically savvy, so we got the batteries. Just 2 batteries, and just the harnesses, electrical harnesses came with them, so it was just kind of a plug-in. So,
There it is.
and things seem to be going smooth up there. No hiccups or anything. So
I had one question about snow removal.
yes.
So I know the highway comes in and they do what they can do in the middle of a storm, but there's stuff there that's blocked in, and I don't know how we can get the snow removed because there's only 2 of them there.
What's blocked in?
Like all the bins, you can't get to the kiosk to dump needles, syringes. That's all blocked in with snow.
Okay.
You can't get anywhere near it.
I'll make sure that gets taken care of.
And I know the 2 of them alone can't
Yeah.
move that.
Well, he's got a snow blower he takes out there, so
But it's probably all ice now.
might be nice.
Possibly. But yeah, those are all blocked in.
Yeah, so we're short for the next few days. So I guess that's pretty much clear of the transfer station. Food inspections have started. They've done the 10th of January. They're all in folder. We'll go with that. So,
Oh yeah, sorry.
and I think that report, that Excel spreadsheet that Teresa provides every time, I think that's the best guide for doing this. The dates are there and everything, and trying to update some phone numbers and people and stuff. So.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the setup of it, it was the empty boxes on it, Gil.
Well, if you said it before.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it, did I?
You talked about creating
Oh,
another
yes,
report.
yes,
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, no,
just joking.
you're talking about
The
creating
date's
another
not
report.
filled in.
So that's,
All right.
yeah. I think following that is, the activity, because that's what's, that's what I go by, so.
Yeah. No, I think the system is fine, it really will work, I think it's just.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke.
No, February's a tough month, so it's tough, so. And Eileen, the RDP is almost completed. It was started, it was in draft, if everybody realized.
Right, I knew it was
We had
in
it
draft.
So Claire and I, we thought we were gonna finish up today, gotta clear a couple of things up tomorrow, We'll get that done, we'll submit it tomorrow sometime, so.
The retract for the RDP has to be in by, like, Sunday, the drop dead date. So we've been talking about it, but Claire sent me a message about our rates being really high. The ones that we just negotiated with the company, she thought they were very high.
They are, even so I commented on that, but everybody's going that way, everybody's doing new contracts, those rates,
Yeah.
they're there because it's no.
I would have to ask her what.
But they were the lowest rates of the rate.
Because she asked if we would have to bid, and I said yes.
Yeah, she knew
and they
that.
were the lowest rates,
Yeah.
but so I will let her know. But the retract has to be in by Friday, essentially.
But we did start the retract when the grant opened up, so.
Okay.
And Claire and I and Teresa have been doing it for the last 5 years, 6 years, since we did. And Todd helped up 1 year. So it always Claire, she sits with us, today we did Zoom for a little while, and I had already, started the retract when it opened up, so most of the stuff is in there, so. Well, you can't say most of the stuff is in there, a lot of the stuff is in there, because it's so vast, some of the things you have to do.
We want to get as many points as we can.
That,
Where my motion disappeared to?
So, Gil, I only had one question as a follow-up from our last meeting, and it was about staffing at the transfer station. Did we post the part-time role?
No.
Have not yet.
No, we gotta hold off on that.
Okay.
I think we should table personnel talk right now for a couple of weeks or so.
All right. There's still decision-making happening with personnel talk, and that might influence.
And other things.
Okay.
Things,
I'm happy to postpone.
so.
But I don't know that would impact, us hiring in that position wouldn't impact the other position, because at this point, John is there by
I
himself.
think we should just drop this because something else is happening.
I understand that, I know that.
Okay.
But I'm saying, I still think we should hire a part-time person,
Like a per diem person?
the per diem person. Yes.
That is in discussion now, so.
Huh?
That is in discussion now.
But didn't we discuss that?
That's,
So,
can we?
Go ahead.
He needs to discuss with the union, does it have to be?
And that hasn't happened yet then?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's why it's not posted.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
Did we have anything else?
I don't.
Peter?
I have nothing else.
Harley?
I don't. If I did, I don't remember what it was, so. So that would be a no. I did have a couple things, but they were transfer station, but he answered my question about the snow removal. I don't know what we can do there, but we definitely,
Well, it's supposed to warm up the end of this week. Well,
like 40?
no, wait, is that this week?
35.
Yeah, the end of this
tomorrow.
week, beginning of next week, it's supposed to warm up.
And that's nothing the highway can help out with.
Well, I don't know.
They will.
Can we ask the question? Gil?
Can we ask
I haven't
highway?
asked the question yet because I didn't realize, no one's complained about it
Okay,
yet.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, can we ask?
Yeah.
Have someone look
If
at
they
it or
could
go
just-
verify it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
See if we can
you-
improve it somehow?
Right, and if they have ice melt,
Usually-
they could throw some of that on there.
Usually that's done by the transfer station tenants for
Yeah.
I can understand in the
Personnel
middle of
issue
a
right now, okay.
storm,
Yeah, so
not being
tomorrow, do
picky.
you plan to stop by there tomorrow?
Yes, I do.
So you
Yeah.
can take a look tomorrow and see if maybe it's something we need to do about it, and if so, maybe we can contact highway to help us out.
I think it's probably
Yeah.
feasible because of that whole petition's kind of weak for a long
Okay.
time, so.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me. Nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
5:04.
Meeting adjourned at